What's up, you guys? This is Arash over at Wedding Vendors. That's the name of the podcast. In case you didn't know, that's what it is. I'm with the famous DJ Al,
Hi.
who is from SoCal, but has been to Turkey, London, Dubai, and San Francisco.
Why San Francisco? So random.
Lots of dangerous things happen in San Francisco.
That is true.
So
that is true.
I want to let people know that you take risks. But he is going to Georgia later this month.
Talk about taking risks.
Oh, man. Are you not scared of the war coming in?
I did text my guys. I was like, do we really have to go to this place right now? Like, I've gone before and it's been fine. Actually, no, it wasn't fine. Some of the scariest moments of my life have been over there.
In Georgia?
Yeah, dude.
Really?
Late at night. The last time I was there, they're recording Fast and Furious 9 right outside our hotel. So in order for us to get across the street to eat and hang out at the restaurant, that was probably the only thing in Georgia over there. Now the road was blocked, so we had to go all the way down a mile or two and then go below this tunnel that they made.
Is this outside of Atlanta?
Georgia, the country. Bro.
Just wanted everyone to know you're talking about the country.
Yeah.
It's next to Russia during the war.
Yeah, and I also didn't even know Georgia was a country. And so you had to go through the tunnel and then...
Wait, when you agreed to it, did you think you're going to the state?
Yeah, I was pissed. Because the best part was that my guy called me. He was like, hey, listen, so I'm going to have you go to Dubai and I'm going to have you do this show and then you're going to go to Georgia, do a show there, and then you're going to go back to Dubai and do another show over there. I was like, why are you doing this to me? Like, do you hate me this much? You're going to make me fly 18 hours that way and then 18 hours this way and then 18 hours back that way? And he's like, bro, Georgia, the country. And then he sends me the flag emoji, and I still didn't know what it was.
I didn't know they have a flag emoji.
I didn't either. So then I put it on Google search. I'm so ignorant.
So this wasn't for a wedding. This was for a club gig.
This was for a club gig.
Is this a Radio Javan event?
Yeah, that's what the Radio Javan.
Have you been to Dubai or Georgia for a wedding?
Georgia, no, but Dubai, yes.
You've been there for a wedding?
Yeah.
How was that? How many people?
Grand. It was like 500 people.
Wow.
Yeah, and they went hard.
Was that the craziest wedding you've ever done?
No, I've done a good amount. I've been lucky with some really good weddings, man. Some really fun weddings.
So people that don't know, when did you get into weddings, or how did you get into weddings?
I started DJing when I was 14 years old.
Wow, so like 3 years ago.
So, thank you. You're so sweet. If I was a girl,
I
would take you out. Yeah, I would take
appreciate that.
But no, so I'm 32 now.
32, wow.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that. Yeah. So, do I look older or younger?
No, you look younger.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
How old are you again? 17?
I'm a little older than you.
Oh, 2 years older?
A few years older, yeah.
When I started DJing 14 years ago, when I was 14, which is, Jesus, I can't even do math right now.
A little more than 14 years ago.
Yeah. I reached out to this guy that ran the Persian scene at the time, and did like all these events, all these weddings.
This sounds like a mafia. Who is this guy?
His name is Julius.
I've heard of him.
Julius the Mafia. So I hit him up. I was like, hey, listen, I'm this 14-year-old kid who's looking to get into more DJing stuff, because where I got introduced to DJing was through my buddy Jahan and his brother Kayvon. They're the ones that introduced me to like DJing when I first moved to America. Okay. And so I was kind of doing that like on the side, like doing house parties or whatever for them at their own homes, because Kayvon decided that he didn't want to DJ anymore, so I was just an automatic DJ. I started rolling around places with Julius, and next thing you know, I was at weddings like almost every week, and that became a thing for me. Like, I just put DJing and weddings together.
That was cool. He gave you the opportunity to do that.
Oh, huge. I mean, I'm forever grateful for that, because I learned so much of the business side of things from Julius. For me, like, music has always been a thing. So, like, the whole wiki part of it, like, I've always had love for, and I've always done that on my own. But the stuff that I learned from Julius was, like, how to be professional, how to dress right to a wedding, how to duct tape your cables nice and neat so you don't get sued and somebody doesn't fall, and just overall presentation, right. Like how to learn that field, because doing clubs and weddings completely different things.
Which do you prefer to do if you had a $10,000 gig tomorrow, a wedding or a club gig?
tomorrow is what, Friday? I'll probably have to charge a little more than that for that. I'm just kidding. But probably a club only because
more people.
Nope. It's only because less work, less setup, and it's for me like 2 hour set. I get in, I get out. Weddings, people don't realize this because they only see you there for that like 4 or 5 hours that you're there. But each wedding, as soon as I commit to one, I know that I cannot do anything about 20 hours before, and I cannot do anything about 15 hours after because, one, you're just out, exhausted, dead, and two, you have post-wedding stuff to do. Like, you have to go unload the truck. Like, you have to go put the equipment aside. You have to now work on the next one, you know? So, and it's more cost-heavy. Weddings, as soon as I commit to one, I'm in $1,200, $1,500.
$1,200 to $1,500 on what?
Well, for one, labor nowadays is unreal to find. So where I used to pay my guys like, $200-$300 for the day rate, they won't even get out of bed right now for like less than $700, $800, right? So
because gas is like $11 now.
Gas is like $45, yeah. And then equipment, I used to buy the speakers like, I don't know, $1,500 a piece 5 years ago. And then now the last set of upgrade on my sound system that I did was like almost $30,000.
Did you try Amazon first?
They don't even have them. Oh, nothing is in stock. Everything is just back order.
Did you check Best Buy?
No, where'd you get these from?
BH Photo, our sponsors for this podcast. I'm just joking. We're not sponsored.
Bro, I'm like, you're gonna have to pay me now. But yeah, so that and also insurance, labor, gas, van, car insurance, just all of it.
So if someone wanted to save money on booking you, could they say, hey, just don't get insurance? Give us.
If somebody really, and this is honest truth, like if somebody really wants to save money, they have a way of getting all the right equipment that I need where I can just show up in my suit, DJ, and leave. I'll give them 50% off.
Really? Is that a fact?
Off.
Really?
50% off.
And when you mean equipment, meaning just like the turntable speakers?
Everything needs to be there.
Right?
I show up with my laptop, plug in to the equipment, and then I leave.
Wow. 50% off. That's a big discount.
Because honestly, it's very draining. It's very draining mentally, physically, just all of it.
Is there a venue you like that you would give a discount if they have the wedding at the venue? Meaning maybe it makes the wedding more exciting at that wedding, at that venue.
There's this place called Tagalon
Complex in LA? Yeah, beautiful venue.
Beautiful venue. They have the speakers. So when I show up, I literally just bring my controller or my DJ equipment and I put it on stage and I plug it in, and then when it's done I go, thank you.
I didn't know they have speakers already set up.
It's not the best speakers, but they'll do the job.
From Best Buy, probably. I don't know why we're getting on Best Buy.
Is that your second sponsor? I
just don't know anywhere else.
Did they not pay you enough?
I just don't know where you can buy speakers. It goes to Amazon.
Guitar Center.
Guitar Center. Okay.
Guitar Center, yeah.
Are they your sponsor?
Shout out to my boy Ernie down in Grossmont. Actually, I'm not kidding. Ernie's the man. He saves me a lot of money, man.
So you're a wedding DJ. Let's say you weren't a wedding DJ.
I actually don't like to be called a wedding DJ.
What would you like to be called?
I'm a DJ.
You're a DJ.
I'm an open format DJ. I'm a DJ that plays whatever genre of music, really. But go on with your question. We'll get to that.
Well, I mean, if you're doing more weddings than you are club events, wouldn't you then be in the category of wedding DJ instead of just?
I'm not. DJ? I'm doing like
half that. Same 50-50?
I did radio for like 12 years.
That's true.
And then I did clubs on weekends or on weekdays, Thursdays, Tuesdays, Taco Tuesdays, whatever. And then I did weddings on weekends.
So I can't call you a club DJ either then?
No, don't call me a club DJ. Okay.
You guys heard
actually,
it?
Actually, I want...
No labels?
No labels.
No labels, okay.
Because I think the days of being called a DJ is kind of over. You're either almost like an artist or you're just an old school DJ that just plays music, right? So most DJs nowadays are either producing or...
I was going to ask you, do you produce at all?
Yeah,
do produce.
I actually just put out my first official labeled Persian remix album. 7 tracks with some of the biggest Persian artists.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Where is this?
It's on Radio Javan.
Oh, right.
That's the label, but it's on everywhere. Spotify, Apple Music, whatever.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, of course. Awesome. Yeah. So there's the first Persian DJ that officially got labeled with like, the biggest Persian label right now. And also the artists that are on there. Some of the biggest. Can you
share like some of the artists? Like,
yeah, of course they're on there. So the Shadmer is one of them, and Shadmer is
that's one of the biggest ones.
That's like saying,
even I know that.
Yeah, it's like I have a feature with like Pitbull. You know what I mean? It's the same thing else. But yeah, no, there's Shadmer. There's a couple of the Persian rappers like Bezad Leto and some of the Zed Buzzy guys.
Oh wow!
Yeah, you know Zed.
Even I listened to that.
Yeah. So. And then the newer artists are on there, Donya and Anita and stuff like that. They're
awesome.
Yeah, dude. So it's good times. I mean, it was a big project. Took a lot out of me. But that's the kind of stuff I also like to do. And I always try to kind of bring out a different angle to the weddings. Because they could hire any DJ to just go on there and be like, ladies and gentlemen, here's the couple for the night. You know what I mean? Like, and then just play like Macarena and YMCA and Cha-Cha Slide and everybody dances and everybody goes home.
I think that's why people don't just hire you. They don't hire you to just play music. They hire you because you're an MC and you're
exactly.
MC as well.
So yeah, not only I MC, I try to not to play the typical wedding songs. I don't. I actually tell people, I'm like, I'm not your typical wedding DJ. Like, I'm not going to play
You're not even a wedding DJ.
I'm not a wedding DJ.
You're not your typical DJ.
Yeah. So you really want to hear YMCA, Macarena, whatever, sure. I'll throw it in my way when I feel like I should, but normally I wouldn't. It's not one of those things that I rely on. Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, I bring a different angle. I try to bring the energy and the nightclub, not like rowdy and ratchet either, you know what I mean? Like good energy, like a different kind of vibe to weddings. Like before dinner starts, everything is very formal. Like I'm speaking like, ladies and gentlemen, dinner is being served, blah, 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 blah. But then when it's party time, it's like, no, it's party time. Like we're going in.
Let's say you are, it's after dinner, so you can play whatever you want. Mm-hmm. And the crowd, maybe they just had too much kebab and they're not really getting out of their seats. What's one song that you can play that you for sure know they're going to get up?
It all just depends on what the crowd is like. As you know, I do a lot of mixed weddings. I do a lot of, I don't do a whole lot of full Persian weddings. I also don't do a whole lot of like just American weddings. I do a lot of Spanish and American. I do a lot of Arab and whatever,
Let's say it's a Persian Indian wedding. What would you play?
Beware of the Punjabi boy. Yeah. And then, and this has happened before where I was like playing music. I played like 2 songs and everybody's kind of sitting there. Some of the families were more on the religious side. And the other side probably had too much kebab. And so I was like, how do I do this? Mm-hmm. And then I was like, I need to get creative with this. So I literally went down the stage. I grabbed one of the napkins from the tables, came back up.
A used napkin?
Like, huh?
A used napkin or new napkin?
Yeah, whatever the towel paper, not paper napkins, like the napkins that they use.
Nice ones.
I just went and grabbed it from the table because it was after dinner. Mm-hmm. I was like, they don't need it. I go grab it. I'm like, all right, here's how we're going to do this. I was like, if you're not Persian, I'm going to play a Persian song. I'm going to teach you how to dance to it. And if you're not, whatever, I'm going to teach you how to do that. But for now, I need everybody to grab their napkins like this. And then when you hear the beat, I want you to start spinning it. Bro, I swear to God, it was my first time doing this. It was actually with my buddy Mohsen. You know Mohsen. Mm-hmm. And then Mohsen just hit this like this Persian loop, and then all of a sudden everybody starts going like this. I'm like, there we go. Now, just like that, get up and bring the napkins on the dance floor. And everybody comes on the dance floor. There's been a lot of those moments. And to go back to your question, I think you asked me a second ago, like, which one would I rather do?
Yeah.
I would rather do a nightclub only because it's easier on me. That's me being selfish.
Right. That makes sense, though.
But I actually enjoy private events and weddings more only because it's the challenges that I love. When I do a nightclub, I already know if it's a hip-hop venue, okay, I'm showing up to Tao Nightclub. Shout out Tao Group. Like, I'll show up. I know the room really well, so I know what I'm gonna play.
Right.
Give more or less, you know, I know what I'm gonna play, and then. But I show up to a wedding, they have too much kebab. Then what do?
Have you played any of these new 7 songs at a wedding?
The remixes? Yeah, I play one of them all the time. Expand, there's the Expand song that I have on there. I play it all the time, actually. The other DJs, every weekend, I actually get a lot of stories from other DJs that tag me in. Yeah, they play that remix.
That's big.
Yeah, it's very cool. So, yeah, I play those. And again, those also like are kind of like the club kind of banger songs, but they work at weddings, you know? You just try not to do like the typical like wedding stuff.
That's good. As far as I remember, all the weddings we've done together, you've played.
Where you've done weddings?
I've done a few, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Was I there?
You were there, but you were in your own element, so you probably didn't notice me there.
What did you do at the wedding? You did
floral
catering?
work.
I'm just messing with. Listen, Arash has been my day one.
I think the first wedding I got second wedding I got, which was the first Persian wedding I got, was through Al. So
he's been my day one. Like
I don't know why you trusted me, but he's like,
I don't know why I did either, but your hustle has been on another level since I've known you. Despite the fact that you made a rap song dissing me and the other Persian DJs.
I have no recollection of the event in question. Rap song? I'm not a producer like you, bro. Maybe it was someone else?
But other than that, you've always had this like grind and this hustle that's always been amazing. Like, look, you're doing a podcast.
This is a podcast. Okay, this is a podcast.
You're doing this.
Sure.
Like, I'm sure you're not doing this because you're bored.
No, I just really wanted to interview you, so I pretended there's a podcast so that we can interview you.
Give me my check, bro. Give me a check.
So you just gave us a lot of positive stuff about weddings and how much fun you have and stuff like that. I'm sure out of all these years you've done weddings, have you had any bridezillas?
Yeah.
What was the worst bridezilla you've had?
Bridezillas, and I've had one that just.
How are they a bridezilla? Because when you say bride, like when anyone says bridezilla, you think like, hey, maybe they're just cranky when they're putting on their makeup, or for photos they're not really helping out. How are they a bridezilla though when you're during the reception, during dancing? How are they a bridezilla to you?
I had this one bride who sent me like a long list of songs, and she's like, "This is all I want you to play, nothing less, nothing more." In my head, I'm like, "Whatever, I'm making a couple $1,000s, and I'm just gonna go and play music. I'm gonna be a boombox for the night." And so I go, and then her music selection sucked. It was horrible.
You didn't see the music selection beforehand?
I did, but I didn't care because I was like, whatever. And then normally, most 95% of the weddings that I do are people that have already seen me, you know, on like, or either have heard me on my radio shows or my podcast or on TV or whatever. They're familiar.
They're familiar.
They kind of know what they're getting. But this one just wasn't familiar, which is okay. But dude, like, she was just giving me so much attitude because her music wasn't working. I'm like,
so you don't
it's your music. You know what I mean? Like,
during dinner, though, like, you don't pull her aside and be like, hey, you see how people aren't really dancing? Can we try new stuff?
I did. And she was like, nope, you already have the list. I was like, okay. And then her wedding was supposed to go till 1 a.m. And then at around 10 o'clock, when dinner ended, I started playing music again, her music. Nobody was dancing. People started saying bye, and I started seeing people saying bye and leaving. I was like, oh no. I had a couple friends at the wedding that knew me, and they came up to me like, hey, what is this garbage you playing, man? I was like,
it's not my music.
I literally like pulled out the sheet of paper with the list. I was like, hey, this is what she wanted, so that's what I'm playing. And they're like, yeah, dude, we're gonna leave, man. This is trash. I was like, all right. So then at like 10:30, her 200-person wedding had maybe 30 people left, and then eventually she comes up to me, and at this point I'm pooped. Like, I'm pissed. I'm bored. She comes up to me. She's like, hey, can you just, and then with an attitude on top of it, can you just do like whatever, like your whatever you do? I was like,
she didn't sound too friendly.
No. I was like, okay, you're asking me to save the 30 people that you have left with an attitude. So I was like, Yeah, I'll go do whatever I do. And then I started playing music, bro. I kept all 30 people there till 1 a.m.
Oh, wow.
And then we had, like, the 30 people and I had a great time. She still didn't have a good time.
But she tipped you at the end, right?
No, I think she would have rather not pay me if she could at that point. Because I kept people there. She probably wanted to go home. Maybe that was her plan, actually.
Oh,
Maybe
okay.
she wanted to leave at 9 p.m., you know?
Maybe, yeah.
So, yeah, man. But, yeah, I've had some bridezillas, and I've had other ones. Normally, though, like, the few that I've had that were really particular about their music, they were fine. They're just very picky, right? So they really wanted something done a certain way. So I did it for them. Of course, it's their wedding.
Right.
Again, I get my attention and my ego fed elsewhere, you know what I mean? At the clubs or whatever. But
Right.
the weddings is about them. So, of course, I'm going to cater to them however they want. But, yeah, I've had some that were, like, very particular. And I had one that just really did not like the way I communicated. And
The way you communicated?
or the way I didn't communicate.
Hey, I don't understand what sense. Like, you weren't...
Like, she was texting me, like, 3 times a week, maybe, or 2 times a week from, like, 4 months to her wedding. And sometimes I'll be on the road. Like, I would be on the plane for 12 hours, so I wouldn't answer. And then when I would get back, I would get a text message like, you know my wedding is coming up. I would appreciate it if you get back to me. And then... I'm like, you act like your wedding is coming up.
Doesn't
tomorrow.
that kind of push you off when they have that kind of attitude? Like, we want to do the best.
I called her. I was very nice to her. I said, look, you're very stressed about this. I don't know why. You're coming to a vendor that's been doing this for, 19 years now? So please trust me. Like, I'm going to do just fine. And then she continued on having the same behavior. And then eventually I called her. I said, hey, I have a question for you. She's like, well, I was like, would you like me to return your deposit? Or would you be okay with that? And I give you some other recommendations, or you go find yourself another DJ. And then she's like, no. I was like, okay, because at this point, I'm really like, if this was a corporate setting, I would go to the HR and be like, I don't feel comfortable. This person makes me feel uncomfortable at work. Like, I told her, I was like, if this was a corporate setting, I would have handled this differently.
Yeah.
But me and you have an agreement, and I want to make sure I obey by it. But come on, like, help me out here. Like, help me help you. And she goes, no, I'm so sorry, whatever. And then she became cool after that. But there are just times that, we've had those situations.
Yeah.
And then...
I haven't had really bridezillas as much as I've had like a mom or dad of a bride and groom who just tries to control everything. And I had one where it was a different DJ, but the mom and dad kept going and saying, turn down the volume. And the DJ would be like,
it doesn't go any lower. I'm almost off.
And like the DJ would look towards the couple, and the couple would be like, no, ignore my mom and dad. And it's like awkward like that.
Yeah.
But like the bride and groom, they're the ones that are paying you. You kind of have to go based on what they're saying.
It's the worst when they put you in the middle of the whole family drama, dude. So how'd you handle that?
Oh, I wasn't the DJ, so I was just photographing. So I just photographed the drama.
But I'm saying, how did the DJ handle it? Sorry.
He just went like this. I can't hear you.
I do that all the time. That's why I think I love that.
I was gonna ask, how do you make sure your hearing doesn't go bad after all these years of clubs and weddings?
And this is good information actually for a lot of people that might not know. But so whatever we put out on the audience, we're behind it, right? So realistically, it's not bothering us at all.
Okay.
But the bad thing with that is we have a delay what we hear and what we drop. That's why if you notice on stages, they have like the speakers in front of the stage facing the artist that's singing, or the DJs that will have speakers on the side. Because the audio that we hear on the stage, doesn't matter how small of the room it is, the audio is hitting the wall and bouncing back. So you have a little bit of delay. So when I think I'm on the beat and I drop it, I'm off by a little bit, so it could sound really bad. So we put monitors next to us. That's what we call stage monitors. Mm-hmm. So what I do is I actually only turn it up just a tad for me to just hear it, so I'm not off beat. But most DJs, well, they crank that thing high, dude.
Yeah.
Really bad. So I can't. If I do that, then I'll lose my hearing.
Yeah.
And I've been to some events where I was with other DJs that were there, and they were having their booth really loud, and I would just happen to be there. And
are these the guys who are deaf now?
No, they're definitely on the older side. And then you like maybe as they're getting older, their hearing gets less, so they have to turn it up more. But man, like I would go home, my ears would be like ringing the whole night. Like there would be like a beep sound in there.
I get that too, though. So I guess it's
because you're in front of the speakers, and you're standing there a lot.
Yeah, I try.
Even for people that are moving around, it doesn't bother you as much. But if you're standing in front of the speaker and it's hitting you in the air like for a good amount of time,
it's gonna mess with your ears.
Yeah.
So I was gonna ask you, if you weren't a DJ, what other vendor do you think you would be if you're participating at a wedding, like a florist, a caterer? What kind of sparks your interest?
That's a great question.
Planner, officiant.
Probably a planner.
Planner.
Honestly, because, well, if I was to go back, probably wouldn't be my first choice. But right now, with what I know about weddings, then
We can help out a
definitely,
lot.
yeah, because there's been a lot of weddings where the planners just sucked, and I had
There's
to be
a lot of-
and I had to be the planner.
Same here.
You know, we've done some questionable weddings together, but then we also have some really good planners where they make your life absolutely just easy.
So if they're
it's a
paying you
breeze.
the same, would you do a planning event right now instead of DJing?
No.
You
No,
still
because
rather-
I rather be fresh and be. That's my heart is what DJing. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
But if for some reason I couldn't DJ anymore, then I would look into it. But I believe that every vendor should be hired based on what they're good at and only do that. Do you agree with me? Like you've done like weddings where there's the planner is also the person that's bringing the decoration, and it's also the person that's bringing the fruit table, and then is also the person that's, by the way, doing this. And it's like, then none of them are getting done right because they're stretching themselves so thin. So I believe that like that's why also like even when I do like lighting for weddings, sure I could go set up lighting. Sure, I could set up a computer next to me and like hit buttons on there. But I bring a lighting guy with me that knows lighting that can actually.
That's the same with me. I can photograph and film. I have two hands, right? But then I hire someone to help me film while I photograph.
Exactly.
Speaking of wedding planners, what do you think about planners who say like, hey, we're going to give you a bride and groom who are going to pay you your rate, whatever your rate is, but we take a percentage of that. Are you cool with that?
Sure.
What if it's 10%? So they say, hey, we're going to take 10% of what you're
That's the
charging.
norm. I guess.
How high would you go then?
Oh no! I mean, I wouldn't do like too much more.
What's the max?
Unless I would know that the planner is charging the clients very little, and their deal is that, hey, I'm gonna charge you very little, but I'm gonna get my referral fees because you're using my.
Do you
vendors.
know anyone who would do that though?
I think a lot of planners do.
Well, very little I think is subjective. So if you're saying like very little, like a planner might charge $3,000.
I don't know their prices. So
I don't know either.
I don't know what little it means to them, but whatever it is to them is when the client has called around a couple planners. One is charging, I don't know, I'm throwing random numbers out. Hey, I'll charge $50,000 to do a wedding, and then the other one goes, hey, I'm only going to charge you $10,000 to do your wedding, but you're going to have to work with my vendors. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then at that point, I think it's fair game.
But how high would you be cool with going? What if it's 30% of what you're taking?
Well, so it all depends on the date. It all depends on the date. So there are dates that I will set a price, and that's the price I need to make.
Okay, so then if it was hypothetically 30% and they added 30%, then that would be cool with you.
A lot of times they don't do that though.
Right, I don't think anyone.
Because and I'll tell you why they don't do that. Because if they do, then let's say their buddy that gets married, the couple's buddy that decides to get married down the road, let's say I've charged someone $10,000, for example, right? Because for example, my rate was $7,000, but the planner was like, hey, add another $3,000. And I did, and then their buddy decides to call me later directly and says, hey, I want to book you. What's your rate? $7,000.
But you haven't done anything wrong. It'd be on the planner.
Yeah, but I try not to get on the dirty side of things, bro.
But I mean, that's not on you. You're not being dirty, right? The planner's screwing you over.
That's why. That's why I told them, look, this is what I need to make, right? So sometimes they'll be like, look, they're on a tight budget, and this is what their thing is. So then I'll tell them, cool, then reduce your referral fee.
Okay.
Why is it fair for me to reduce my price, but you don't want to reduce your referral fee? You know? Or charge them less so you could do more on this side, you know? It's a dirty game, bro. Yeah. It gets
dirty.
It gets really raunchy at times.
How much do you charge?
Thank God I've never had to.
How much do you charge referral fee to refer couples to
Honestly,
people?
I've really...
Because my percentage was pretty low when you used to charge me.
I've never really charged.
I'm messing with you, bro.
I would give you the finger, but right now you said you can't. Cause
no.
I don't, bro.
Other people you don't charge.
I don't. I mean, there are planners I've been working with for a long time that I've never taken a dime from. Mm-hmm. But, you know, they give me so much business, some of them, that their 10% referral fees is
worth it.
I give it to them.
Yeah.
I give it to them, no problem. But I also never charge them. Like, I've had a few of my close friends get married recently.
Yeah.
And there's been a few vendors or a few planners that stepped in and helped one because they decided to go with a really bad planner who canceled on 2 weeks before and cussed out the bride, but that's a different story. Actually, I would gladly put him on blast later if you want, but because he's a piece of work. This dude made the bride cry, bro. Can you believe that?
I know a few vendors who have made...
This dude is like, seriously?
Yeah.
How? And he has the nerves to tell my friend that, you know, I'm doing you a favor by doing your wedding. I don't touch weddings less than $1 million budget.
Wow.
Bro, and this guy does, like, crappy weddings all the time. He, like, goes to other wedding planners and helps them, takes photos of their weddings and puts them on his social media.
Oh, one of those guys.
Yeah, and then you're over here as a client, you're looking at his page, you go, damn, this guy did a really good job designing this room.
Yeah. No, he didn't.
Well,
fake news.
A, he either actually had $1 million budget to work with, so he better have made it look that good, or B, that's someone else's wedding. You know what I mean? There's no in between here.
Yeah.
So, anyways, what was I saying?
You were talking about this guy.
This guy. All
right, let's change subjects then, so you're not in a bad mood anymore. I had a bride recently ask me, what's the best prop to use? Like, ask the DJ to bring if she had one choice. Mm-hmm. And I know you've done the CO2 gun. You've done, what are this
cold sparks?
This cold sparks. Are there any other props that you think are cool for weddings?
There's like the dry ice machine for first dance where it's low laying fog.
So I personally think the CO2 machine's the most, like, gets the crowd the most hyped, and it looks cool for video and photo.
Yeah, it does look cool.
Do you think it's the best prop? Or
I don't know. Am I setting up myself for some sort of joke right now? I don't trust you.
No, if someone's like, hey, we have the budget because it costs money.
It's actually not that expensive. It's not that expensive. Like $300-$400, I think.
Okay.
I mean, the gun is expensive to have, to own it. It's like...
But if they're asking you to bring it...
I usually charge clients like $375, $400.
But let's say they only had a few $100, so they can only get one prop. Is there one that you say is better for the big crowd? Because, you know, all this is to make the crowd kind of hyped and excited.
I would then go with something that lasts a little bit longer. Because the CO2, the tanks are 20-pounders or 50-pounders, right?
Meaning how many times can you fire?
Each 20-pound gives you about 40 seconds of continuous shot.
Okay.
Which you never really do continuous. You just go
split it up.
In it. You get about 40 seconds. So unless you get the bigger tanks.
And then the sparkler ones you've done like 3 times total, 4 times total?
Oh, no. You could do those a little bit more than that.
Oh, okay. So
yeah, they run 30 seconds at a time before the machine has to shut down and cool down and then reheat more of the powder and then shoot it back up.
And it's more dangerous because it's fire.
It's called cold spark. You could put your hand through it.
You recommend that?
I've done it. I have a video of me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because some venues don't know what it is, man.
Oh, okay.
It's still kind of one of those things that some venues don't know what it is. So they'll be like, wait, no. And then I'll be like, hey, look, I have this video that I did at the Marriott's, and look, I'm doing this in front of him. I put my hand through it, you know, and
wait, so it's not able to cause fire? Like if it hits something?
Not really.
No? Oh wow, I didn't know that.
I mean, look, if you have like super thin cloth over it and there's that much spark hitting it,
Or if there's like gasoline on there.
something, you know what I mean? I'm sure we can try it. You want to try it?
Do you have it in the back?
Yeah, I have it in the back. But yeah, no, I like those because again, it gives you like, yeah, you could do about 4 or 5 blasts of 30 seconds, and 30 seconds is a long time.
That's a long time, yeah.
For those things, you're just like, shh, you know, so you get a lot of cool footage out of it. So you could do one for like first dance, and you could do one for the grand entrance. You could do one at the peak of the night, you know, versus CO2. You can't really do it during first dance.
Right.
You only do it when the party's really hyped.
So for a certain demographic of your audience, just so they know, are you married?
No.
No. So when you have your wedding, is there a specific DJ or band that you're like, hey, I have to have these people, or singer, Persian singer, that you're like, hey, I have to have these people there, that you have a list of?
I have a friend by the name of Andy.
Oh, okay. I think I've heard of him too.
Andy knows I'm up late all the time, working on music and stuff, so he calls me like every other week or whatever, and we just talk about random stuff. Hey, what do you got coming up? That's cool, because he does a lot of weddings too.
Right.
So one night he called me at like 1:30, and I pick up the phone. I'm like, Andy John, what's going on? And then he's like, hey Al, how are you? I was like, good. And he's like, hey, I have a question for you. I was like, what's up? He's like, if you get married, who's gonna come sing at your wedding? And then in my head, I'm like, I can't tell him Ebby at this point. Like, you're calling me, so I'm gonna be like,
You'd bring Evie though to a wedding?
dude, I would love Ebby. Are
really?
you kidding? Yeah, I love Andy too. Andy's a great guy. And
So what'd you tell him?
I go, Andy, of course I'm gonna have you come. You like, it's a no-brainer. And then he was like, okay, great, thank you so much. We'll talk soon, okay?
So random.
Andy is a smart businessman. So Andy called me to plant the seed for my wedding when I do get married. He's already in.
Gotcha.
I love Andy, man.
So
Andy's
you'd
a
bring
great guy.
Andy, Ebby, anybody else?
Kamran Homan.
Kamran Homan.
They have to be there.
Yeah.
They
Anybody
have
else?
to be there. Who else?
So you don't really need a DJ if you have all these singers. Then you need.
Honestly,
an MC,
my
right?
wedding would be like the Oscars, I think. I swear to God, dude. It's just going to be singer. My boys, T and Bax, they have to be at my wedding, right? So I feel like it's going to be one of those weddings where you're sitting down and somebody just comes on and says, hi, guys, I am Andy, and I'm going to perform Khush Ke Bad Badass. You know, like do a song and then go. And then 2 seconds later, so-and-so, like Sasi will come up like, hey.
You don't need an MC then to regulate the whole night?
Bro, honestly, so you want to know how my wedding is going to be? Do we talk about this?
No, I want to know right now. This is exciting.
This is a waste of a podcast? I have it all thought out.
Let's hear it.
With one catch, and I'll tell you what the catch is at the end.
Okay.
I have it all thought out. So my wedding would be 30 people, destination wedding.
Where?
Somewhere,
Oh, okay.
anywhere. Mexico, whatever.
Okay.
Somewhere chill, a week long. We'll have like our formal dinner night, whatever. Music, cool, chill. Family, very close friends. Of course, you'll be invited.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Because I would need a photographer. And then, so that would be that. And then when I get back, because I know a lot of people, dude, there's not a venue that it could fit the amount of people I would want to invite to my wedding. Like,
Okay.
I don't know. Were you at my 21st birthday at On Broadway? We're at
Yes,
750 people.
I was, yeah.
Like, I literally had 750 people on my 21st birthday.
Yeah.
So imagine if I get married right now. Like, how many people would I upset if I don't invite them?
Right. That's weddings, though. Upsetting a lot of people.
I know. So then what I would do to include everyone else, I would get the biggest nightclub possible on a Sunday night when they're closed. And
On a
say,
Sunday night.
yes.
Okay.
I'll be
Smart.
like, how much you want?
Yeah.
40 grand? 30 grand? Okay, here's your money. I want you to open doors at 6 p.m. and we're going to be out of here by 12:30 probably, right? From 6 o'clock, I'm just going to invite everyone. There's no seat assignment. There's no tables. You don't get to sit down.
It's a concert then?
Bro, no. They come in. There's sushi bars
Ooh.
laying around. There's kebab buffet on one side.
Kebab sushi in the middle.
Dude, everything
Wow.
just in the corner. There's no formal dinner time. There's no dinner time. What do you mean?
I've never heard something like that. Sounds amazing, bro.
I swear to God,
that
I have it
sounds
all
so
thought out.
amazing.
So you come in, bring whoever you want with you on the list or whatever. You come in. We're not there. You come in, eat your food. There's music lounge, music playing. Bar is open. You're hanging out. There's probably like chill, like fire dancers.
You kind of skipped a ceremony, though. You're having a ceremony on a different day or before that?
30 people wedding, Mexico. That's it.
Oh, okay.
What ceremony? That's it. 30 people, people I care about are going to be at my ceremony in Mexico.
No, because I thought you were just talking about the reception right now.
This is the reception.
Okay, so when would the ceremony be? You're saying on a different day?
In Mexico.
Oh, okay. And
when
then,
we do the destination wedding beforehand.
okay, and then this event that you're talking about is back in San Diego?
Yes.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
This is just a reception to invite everybody else.
Gotcha. Oh, gotcha.
And then, but we'll have like a thing in there. Watch, I have it all planned out. I swear. And I'll tell you where the catch is at the end. How this could only come about.
They have to pay to come.
No. And then nope. So then you go and then you're chilling, whatever you're eating. 6 o'clock you got there around 7:30. Once everybody is there. And then boom, like a little video slideshow comes on the screens. Whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. Out. Whoever her name was gonna be getting married.
Come on, just tell us her name.
Congratulations,
Just
whatever.
tell us her name.
I don't have it.
What do you think it's going to be? Just give us a name.
I don't know.
Just give us a...
I don't know.
Can we just name 3 names, and if it happens, hey...
You name 3 names, and I'll tell you if...
Do you want American or Persian?
Get creative. But most likely Persian, but keep going.
We'll just go with an Amanda, because that might be Persian, might be
Okay.
American. We'll go with a Susan. That might kind of...
Ew, no, I don't...
No, Susan? Sorry, Susan. That's out. Hey, at least we got out of Susan's. That narrows it down. Layla? That's a pretty name.
Layla is a pretty name.
We'll go with Layla. What about Nadia? Nadia, Layla, and Amanda.
Did we kill Susan?
Susan's out with the expression that we got. I don't know if people are watching
Okay.
this or listening to this, but your expression was worse than when I mentioned Bridezilla. So
Yeah.
yeah. All right, so you have the place.
So yeah, 7:30. Al and Amanda getting married. Congratulations. Blah 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 blah. And then music comes on. This like whatever like a movie intro.
Okay.
Then all of a sudden we pop out of somewhere.
Okay.
I don't know.
Cake?
Preferably like from the ceiling.
Oh,
We just
wow,
come down.
okay.
Because it's possible.
It is,
At a
yeah.
venue, at a nightclub
Yeah, yeah.
venue, it's a lot easier than doing it at a hotel,
Yeah.
right? Because they have those railings.
Yeah.
Preferably come down from the ceiling or something fun, something cool.
Okay.
If not, maybe just right there, like just come out of somewhere with lights on us. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
And then right there, when we come, I have a mic and I just go, hey, like, I do whatever. We do like a quick, like 30 seconds. Like somebody will come out or like the DJ will be like,
Who's the DJ?
could be Taha. I like Taha. I like
Okay.
Ruzbe.
Do they know like they might be there? Like you've talked to this with them before?
No, but I mean, I'll have so many DJs there. Anybody can do it at this
Because
point.
we're talking about 2023, so you got to tell them so they have their calendars.
No, we're
open.
not talking about 20. We're talking like 2050. That's a number that doesn't even exist. It's that far out. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, and then they would just be like, hey, would you take this man? And blah, blah, blah. And she says, I do. And then boom. And then it's a party. I don't care if you're there. Like, I don't want to take pictures with everyone. Like, don't stop me while I'm dancing. I'm chilling. Like, I'll put that on my thing. Like,
What if guests stop you to take like
that's
selfies
what I'm
and stuff?
saying. I would write it on my invitation.
No, nobody's
if
gonna
I'm
follow that.
dancing, please do not stop me
Bro,
to take pictures.
that's not gonna happen.
That's it. I'm just gonna say
Do
if
you have
I'm
security to escort them out if that happens? 'Cause-
no, I'm not gonna be that mean. But I would hope that like somebody that is coming to my wedding understands that hey, I'm saying don't stop me while I'm
This
dancing.
is the biggest wedding they've been to in their lives. They're gonna
I
want
don't
to take
care.
pictures.
I'll take time to go take a break and go chill somewhere and then smoke my hookah at my wedding and then they'll come take photos. Cool.
You're saying 2,500, 5,000 people are going to come to your hookah
No.
table to take pictures with you?
No, we're probably gonna have about 1,000 people.
1,000 people are going to come to your hookah table to take pictures with you at what time, bro?
Whenever. We're there till midnight. This is 7:30. Think about it.
Okay. All right. I like
We're
how
there
ambitious
till like
you are.
1.
Okay.
We're there till 1. It's 7:30.
All right. And then what happens?
And people have already ate.
That's true.
What else?
Keep going.
So yeah, and then that's it. That's it. Literally, that's it. You just like whatever. We'll have like cool things like photo booths or whatever. And then in between, like that's when like all these singers will come on and do like a little segment. Am I crazy for like having that out?
Usually girls think this far through. But
well, I've done the part of thinking it through only because I've been to so many weddings.
That's true, yeah.
Where I just now know like
what you want, what you don't want.
Yeah, and then so what I was gonna say, and there's only one way this is all gonna come together, and if the bride is okay with all this.
That's what I was about to ask. What if she wants something smaller or she doesn't like Persian singers or something like that?
Honestly, most girls that I've dated...
How many girls have you dated?
I could probably hold it down with two hands.
Oh, okay.
It's not bad.
Okay, that's
for
not
someone
bad
who's
at all.
DJ, 32 years old.
For anyone, I think that's fine.
Yeah. And I'm talking like the ones that like lasted in my life more than like 2 weeks. You know? Usually they can't hang. They'll like like imagine if I started dating someone right now and I'm going on tour like next week and they're not gonna see me for 3 weeks.
They wouldn't, yeah.
And all they see is like me at like nightclubs, like like they'll be like,
they're gonna be jealous,
you know. So it doesn't work out. But yeah, this is all if the girl's okay with it, man. But most girls that I've dated I've always brought the I don't even want to have a wedding conversation kind of thing.
Is that really them saying I don't want to have a wedding, or they're just saying that so their expectations aren't super high?
I think they're just saying that thinking that they're going to change my mind. But here's the deal. You have to be smart. You say that so you can settle for my plan.
Oh, I see.
It's going to work, dude. It's all going to work itself out.
Well, I can't wait till 2023, bro. I'm really excited.
I don't know why
this.
you want me to get married so quick. Do you really want me to just stop DJing?
Why are you going to stop DJing?
Bro, that's what happens. When you, as a DJ who's like, okay, then I'll just become a only wedding DJ. That's all.
You can't DJ once you're married?
Bro, ain't no wife is gonna let their man go.
Your wife? Well, she's gonna support you. That's your passion.
Do you know who my wife is gonna be?
Amanda, Layla, or Nadia.
These are all sounding like stuck up, crazy Persian girls that are gonna
no, bro. You gotta
kill
think positive.
me, bro. Like if I'm sure I want to be as positive as I want, but I guarantee you, if I get home and I tell them I'm gonna be home by 2 a.m., if I get there by 2:30, I'm calling you and I'm having to sleep on your couch.
That's why you say I'll be home at 3. So when you get home at 2 or 2:30, you're home early.
I hope your wife is listening to this.
Bro, take notes. It's okay. Take notes.
I hope your wife is listening to this. Are you married?
Yes, sir. I'm married. Yeah.
I don't know. You're so private.
You were at my wedding, bro.
Dude, I was thinking about this on my drive here. I was like, Arash is so private about his personal life. I never know, like, what this dude like. How, like, do you have?
You were
any
at my
kids?
wedding.
I know, but how many kids do you have?
Dude,
like
too many to count.
See, here I am thinking you only had one.
I do have one.
Oh, okay.
I joked around and told you once I have 2, and then someone else confirmed that because they didn't know it either. And then you thought I have 2, and I just let it go for a while. I never revealed the truth, but it's just one. You gotta come visit him though.
I wonder if people are sitting here actually talking to this, like listening to this podcast, like. We're talking about everything but like...
Well, they want to get to know you. They want to, when someone comes to their wedding, their vendors, they don't just want some like weirdo, or they may have misconceptions about you that you cleared up today.
Is this the purpose of this podcast?
To what?
To like have vendors get to know you a little bit more?
So people can get to know you, but more importantly, I think people want to know how to get a discount. So do you want to reveal? You said one if they set everything up, and at the venue that you were talking about. That's
are you on my side or on?
I'm on the bride and groom side to help them get to know you, so they book you, and then they know what they're getting.
But you're trying to teach them how to get discounts.
Yeah,
don't ever become a planner.
Because some DJs, we've seen it because we filmed it. Like we have evidence of this. They're playing off a YouTube playlist.
Oh
they're
my
not. They're not DJing.
They'd kill me if I ever do that.
So that's one thing they should know, that when you come, you're not ever gonna play off a YouTube playlist. So if they come on stage with you and they look over, it's not like, hey, YouTube's on, or hey, I lost internet. So
you
that's
have actually seen that?
We
in
filmed
real life?
it. We filmed it twice. Yeah, we filmed it twice. Mario, my cinematographer, filmed it. Cheyenne filmed it.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna release this on one of the podcasts. So,
how much did this person get paid?
I don't know how much they got paid, but I'm sure
you should find out.
So they get their money back, the bride and groom.
I would. I'll be like, dude, what's up?
Yeah. Have you seen? Have you
I've
heard?
had to download music at weddings.
I've seen that. Yeah.
And honestly, like I was panicking because I was like, shoot, if somebody walks behind me right now and sees that I'm on like whatever source downloading music, they're gonna think like that's how I am DJing, you know. But
is that because there was a request?
Yeah.
Do you
last minute request?
Do you like getting requests from guests, or you rather?
Oh, I hate getting requests from guests. I straight up hate it. You know that thing that you do, like
yeah, I can't hear you.
That's literally what I do, and also, it's such an insult. I think I actually want to spend about 5 minutes talking about this. If it's
an
okay.
insult for people to request music.
It's so I know it's how you request music.
I agree on that part.
It's okay if you kind of see me with my head down with headphones in my ear, or I'm on the mic. Like there's been times where I'm on the mic, like saying stuff, and they're like grabbing my feet, like on, like, you know, and, and I've had to be like, hello, and on the mic, and you know how I am. Like I usually try to be very professional, but sometimes I like to also be organic, so and natural. So I was like, I'm like, hello, I am on the mic. I cannot talk to you right now.
Yeah.
You know, like, and I've said that on the mic before. Or what I hate the most, oh my God, I want to just, like, I get pissed. Like, you see my face right now? Like,
I see your face.
It's like thinking about it. When people are dancing, and there's always that one person that's standing in front of you and is like going like this.
Next song. Motioning for next
Or
song.
like, they'll be like,
what is this?
So last week I was in DC. I was doing a wedding there. I swear this woman is like, she's going in. She's dancing.
Yeah.
And then as soon as we have eye contact, she's like.
She's doing the what is this song?
As she's dancing.
Huh.
I was so confused.
Yeah.
I get on the mic, because I have to at this point. I go, you're dancing and complaining at the same time. Like, the music is either bad or it's not bad. If it's bad, go sit down.
She doesn't know what she's saying.
Bro, I get so hot with that. And I think it's so disrespectful, honestly, because just because you don't like it, that doesn't mean everybody else doesn't like it.
Right.
And usually the people that are always complaining are always the ones that come dance alone on one side. You know what I mean? And then they just hate to enjoy themselves.
Yeah.
They hate it. And they don't want to enjoy themselves. So they keep going like this. And then all I do is I point at the rest of the dance floor that's
enjoying
going
music,
crazy wild. I'm like,
yeah.
You know, it's like,
we try to photograph those moments when they're making those facial moments.
I love those. No, I hate those. I love to see them after.
One day I'll show them to you. It'll be a book for your birthday or your wedding gift. It'll be
oh my God.
It'll be a book of those people.
That would be the worst wedding gift ever. It'll probably piss me off just looking at it.
What do you think about like photographers or cinematographers that come behind you to take pictures? Or is that just as brutal?
Again, last week in DC, dude comes up on stage and stands right in front of me.
Like you can hear him breathing on your neck?
No, like in front of me.
Oh, in front of you, okay.
And you know I'm very active on the stage.
Yeah.
So like I like to get on the mic, go in the front. But I specifically, when I got there, I pulled the DJ booth back so I can have room in the front. So I can actually go in the front and interact. Maybe bring the bride and groom up on stage at some point. Dude comes on stage and he's just standing there with his camera right in front of me, dead center.
Photographing or filming? Do you know?
Photographing. That's what I'm saying. Like, why are you there?
Yeah.
Did you not snap your photo? Why are you still standing there? Don't get me wrong. I'm not like a mean person.
It's okay if you are.
You know, but like, dude just stands there, and then this is what topped it off. He like put his hand on one hip, and then he like goes down in his pocket like this with the other hand, pulls out his phone
on stage,
and then he starts Bro, at that point, I just tapped him on his shoulder real hard. I go, get off my stage right now. And then he looks at me. I go, now. And he's like, what's your problem? I go, I don't come stand in front of your shot.
Yeah.
Move. You're done.
You don't try to do it subtly, like play a ludicrous song. Move, get out the way.
No, because that's just, that's being too soft. No, I need to just handle on the spot. Like, dude, move.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, and then or like they'll come set their stuff on the stage.
Oh, like bags and stuff you're talking about?
Yeah, dude. I was like, this is
That's not what the stage is
very
for.
Nice, very pretty wedding. Like, why do you put your ugly bags on the stage like that, like, better yet, why do you steal bags from DJs? Like, why do you steal my light bags, bro?
I have no recollection of the event in question.
See? He just doesn't remember anything fun.
You mean, why did Mario steal one of your bags?
Is that what he did?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I take responsibility for my team, bro.
But you did take
That's why we reimbursed you, or reimbursed Julius, who got the bags, right? Because Julius was born.
Oh, did he get the bags? Oh, now I need to go see him.
Julius was the DJ for that gig. It was a bar mitzvah.
But I think it was my bag.
Yeah, it was your bag. We took it, and then Julius was like, "Hey, you took Al's bag."
So I'm gonna get Al's bag.
I was like, "How much was Al's bag?" He's like $50. So we Venmoed him $50, and that was that. So I kept the bag, and I Venmoed him money. Julius, did Julius not give you the money?
Julius.
Yeah, talk to him about that.
Crazy.
Because he's like, don't worry about it, I'll cover it.
Don't worry about it, just don't tell Al.
And I was like, how much is it? He's like $55 or like 65, whatever it was. And then I Venmoed him right then and there. He's like, I'll give it to Al. So talk to Julius, man. Maybe it's his fee for like helping you.
So yeah, I hate when photographers and videographers start stealing shit.
Comes with the gig, bro.
Yeah. Was that your wedding?
That what?
That you that Mario stole my bag?
It was a bar mitzvah.
Oh, it was a bar mitzvah.
In Rancho Santa Fe, where Julius was the wedding. We were filming. We weren't even photographing.
What was I there? Why was my bag jacked?
You gave Julius, I think, your light bags or your lights.
Oh, and then
because there was like 8 of them, and then one of them was completely empty in our area. So someone had thought it was ours and threw a bag there, and I was like, Mario's like, "Hey, I took a bag. It was empty." I was like, "What?" So when I got home, I was like, "Whose bag is this?" He's like, "It was empty. Someone put it there." I was like,
so anyways, don't set your bags or the stolen bags on the stage.
Don't steal stuff.
Yeah.
Just don't steal stuff.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to play a little game. All right? Okay. So to make this interesting.
I hope this game involves with a little bit of drinking water because I'm dying right
now. No water. And we don't want any water because then it's going to be more exciting, okay?
Okay.
So we're going to give you something called the Monster Brownie. Okay, it's really, really chocolatey, really, really rich. There's no way you can eat this without milk or water, okay? So,
bro, right now, after you made me talk for an hour.
So, I'm going to ask you a question. If you answer it, you don't have to take a bite. If you say, I can't choose, or I don't know, or neither, or both, then you have to take a bite. Fair enough?
Yeah.
So all you got to do is
move forward a little bit. The squeaking is killing me.
Oh, sure.
All right.
So,
my water is right there, and I could see it.
Well, we can't leave during the podcast. I'm so sorry about that.
Aren't you recording 8K? Why don't you zoom in on my face right now, and you go get me the water?
So if you have to choose between, I know these aren't all DJs, some of them are producers, whatever. Just who would you pick? Okay. So the first one's going to be Tiesto or Armin van Buuren.
Armin van Buuren.
Okay.
He's the homie. I have a picture with him.
You have a picture with all of them, though.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Yeah, but Armin van Buuren was the homie. Yeah, go on.
Calvin Harris or Steve Aoki?
Steve Aoki all day.
Afrojack or Diplo?
Oh, I don't like Diplo's personality at all.
Me too.
So Afrojack for sure.
Skrillex or Deadmau5?
Either. No, okay, so Skrillex.
That was a close one. What about, if we're talking about hip-hop, Premier or Dr. Dre?
Dr. Dre.
Kanye West or Timbaland?
Kanye.
Really, Kanye?
Only because he's more fun. He's not more fun, like enjoyable fun, but like he's like a Donald Trump where he just like keeps you entertained with like the random stuff that he says and does.
Always.
It's just more entertaining.
What about Persian DJs? DJ Asghar or DJ Oftabe?
DJ Oftabe all day. I love that.
If you had to play one of these songs. Baby Got Back or Thong Song during the reception?
Baby Got Back.
Gold Digger or Fake Love by Drake?
Depends. If the husband is rich, Gold Digger. But Fake Love.
You play Fake Love. Okay. That was it, man. You got
That's
it.
it?
Yeah, it was pretty easy.
It was so easy. I even have. No,
you can have the whole thing, man. We'll go get your water too. Well, Al, thank you so much for coming on this podcast.
Dude, thank you so much.
If people want to reach out to you, what's the best way? Instagram, Facebook?
Instagram. Does yours do this where the request messages don't show up anymore? Like right now when people message you.
I think you muted it then.
No, look, it goes. I'm gonna show you because this might be actually a great tip for whoever. I just found out I lost a bunch of gigs because normally you go to your requests here, and there's like all these, right?
Right.
And then you hit all requests. Usually you see it like that one, and then but I just discovered there's this. There's a hidden box.
Yeah.
And look, I wanted to see if you're available.
Oh
I totally missed this right now.
You legit lost one. Wow.
I just saw it. I won't say your name. I wanted to know if you're available on May 28th.
2021. No, I'm just joking.
You know, so yeah.
Yeah. That's a lot of requests.
But yeah, sure. Instagram, I try to check it as much as I can.
So email's better?
Email is best.
What's your email?
It's bookings@deejayal.com. DEEJAYAL.com.
And for the subject, they just put discount?
They just put Arash Tebi steals my bags.
How many followers do you have?
I don't know.
How many? Let's check.
It like goes up and down. Like people unfollow me a lot too. 70.6. 70,000.
If someone wants to, what's the secret to getting 70,000? If there's an up and coming DJ to like, hey, you want to get that number, how do they do it?
Dude, I just put out a bunch of podcasts all the time. There's my music podcast, and then also when I had my daily radio show, that helped a lot with local San Diego people.
Do you respond to
a lot of artists follow me, which is very nice of them. A lot of big major artists follow me, so like automatically, like some of them only follow like 100 people, right?
Okay.
So they're hardcore fans.
Check that.
Will go and they follow all 100 people because it's only 100 people they have to follow, right?
Yeah.
So if you're one of those, you're automatically getting. I have a lot of other artist fans that follow me, you know, and they also follow you because they want to see when you're with them or what you're doing with them.
If someone follows you, you don't automatically follow back, right?
Honestly, because I don't really get time.
Just say no
that
if
much
you don't
time
wanna
to
follow
like
them.
go through it.
Don't give them hope. Just say no.
And I like to see, and I'll tell you, I'm very honest about this, and I hope that people actually see
I think
this.
you've been honest about everything.
I'm very, you know me,
Yeah.
dude. I'm very open. So I'm very honest about it because I want to be able to. It's social media,
Right?
it's my account. It's like
No one else mans it.
my shirt. It's my pants. It's like it's my personal belonging, and I like to see things that I actually care to see. When I open my feed, I actually want to see that.
Right.
I don't want to just follow you only to mute you just to say I followed you back.
Right.
Right. So if you're in the industry, chances are I'll follow you back because you're probably posting relevant stuff that I like to see. But if you are a nail designer, I get a lot of those following me. Like, my nails look fine. I probably don't need it, and I don't care to see nail designs on my feet. So I probably won't follow you back.
Sorry, nail designers.
You know?
Yeah.
So, like videographers?
No, don't follow those guys.
No, I'm just kidding.
You can post long videos all day, bro.
Do you consider yourself a photographer or videographer?
Photographer and cinematographer.
Okay, if you had to pick one before you
Why are you rolling your eyes? Is there something up there?
Eat a bite. Eat a bite of this.
I do both though at weddings. Depends.
I
who
know
you're
you do,
hiring
but
for.
if you had to pick, which one would you rather photography?
Thank you, DJ Hal, for coming.
Would you like to photography a wedding, or would you like to
photography?
Is that what it's called? Photograph a wedding, or would you rather take videos at a nightclub?
Photograph a wedding.
Why?
Because I don't like filming at nightclubs. It's always drunk people spilling their drinks on my camera, and then I get upset, and then I'm like, oh god.
Okay, let's change the subject so you don't get so mad. And then, do you which photographer do you not like?
Do we have time for this? I think the battery's almost up, bro.
No, we still got a few. Which Persian photographer do you not like?
In what sense? Their style of work, their attitude.
Or you could just eat a cake.
That looks pretty bomb, actually.
It was good.
Wow, thank you so much for coming. See you next week. I answered your question. What are you talking about?
You didn't, but it's okay.
Oh, thank you so much for coming.
Next week.
See you next week if you come back.
Position.
Sure. I'll answer all your questions next
All
time.
right.
Deal? If you come back. Thank you. Love you, bro.
Love
Good
you,
luck. And Georgia. We're out.